Chapter 8 The Border. Gray looked at Scarlet blazed by the claw, his eyes crinkled with worry. Whatever is happening, it must be coming from on the land, Gray said. I'm sending you on a new mission. Blaze will create a portal to the underland. You must find Tyler and discover who the shadow is working with. Teg took a deep breath. This is my scariest mission so far, I thought, but I have to help raise his mom and stop the shadow. The underland is a bad place. If the shadow is there, it'll be surrounded by enemies. Gray warned. He opened the wide earthen chest, carved with images of owls of valor. Then he pulled out a glass of glove hanging on a twisted wire. A light inside the glove glowed green. This is a magical lantern, Gray told them. There is no lights at all in the underland. No sun, no moon, no stars. The lantern will help guide your way. It will always stay lit. Scarlet eyes glowed as it took a lantern. Wow, Gray reached into the chest again. Pulled out something else. He handed it to Bud. It was a long sword made of shiny silver with an engraved wooden handle. Bud stared at the sword, his eyes wide and gleaming. You'll need a weapon when you go into the land, Gray told Bud. Teg groaned. We don't need Bud's help. Gray put a wing on Teg's shoulder. I remember when I sent in another young owl and squirrel on an important mission, he said. It looks at Teg and Skilla. They proved themselves to be brave warriors. I think Bud deserves that chance too. Teg looked at the ground. Gray was right. He should give Bud a chance. Are you ready, Blaze? Teg asked. Blaze nodded. This is powerful magical object, she said, holding Tyler's magical tail feather. The feather began to glow, brighter and brighter, but the room around them grew dark. Swirling hole appeared in the floor. It was silvery black. Good luck, Claude called out as Scarlet Blaze and Bud jumped into the portal one by one. Teg stepped forward and waited to fall, but instead his foot landed on a cold, damp step. He looked back. Gray and Claw had disappeared. All he could see was the swirling light of the portal. He took another step forward into the darkness. Chapter 9 The Underland. Teg walked down the stairs. He shivered. The air around him was damp and cold. Up ahead, he could see the green glow of Gray's magical lantern. He followed the lights until he found his friend and took the last step. The new ground beneath his feet was wet and sticky. It felt like mixed with tiny stones. Let's find Tyler. I got out of here, Scarlet said with a shudder. The glow from the lantern was bright, but it was hard to see much around them. Blaze ruffled the feathers. They lit up, helping to light the way. Teg was thankful for Blaze's magic. The flames from wings were bright and warm, and it stayed close to her as they watched. All around them, tree roots reached out of the ground as if the trees were planted upside down. The roots looked like twisty, spiked claws trying to grab them. Strings of dead moss hung from the roots and dripped with oozing black liquid. Teg shuddered. It reminded him of how the Shadowlands used to be, but the Underland was colder, darker, and much scarier. It was quiet here, Teg thought. There didn't seem to be any signs of life. No birds, no animals, no bugs. Scarlet moved close to Teg on one side, but moved close to him on the side of They bumped wings. Take colored feel Bud's feathers shaking and hear his beak chattering. It's okay to be scared. Tag told Bud, I'm scared too. Bud gave Tag a small smile. I'm glad Blaze is with us, he said. She's amazing. Tag smiled. She is, he said. You and Skylar are too, Bud admitted. You saved Prodia when you defeated the Shadow. We did it together as a team, Tag said. That's what being an out of valor is all about. Suddenly, Blaze stopped walking. I think we've been this way already, she says. Skylar grunts. How can you tell? Everything looks the same here. Tag sighed. How were they ever going to find Tyler? We should take a break, he told them. Just then, there was a loud pop. A light soared overhead, brightening the darkness. It hovered above them like a guiding star. Did you see that fireball? Blaze cried, jumping up. It's one of my moms. She's showing us the way. Chapter 10. Tyler's warning. Blaze raced off the direction of the fireball. Blaze, wait! Scarlet called, but Blaze ignored her and hurried on. Scarlet turned to Tig. How does Blaze know the lights came from Tyler? She asked. How does Tyler know we are here? I could be a trap. But once, Tig scratched his head. Something doesn't feel right, he agreed. But we have no other clues. They chased after Blaze, following her brightly glowing feathers. Slowly, the twisted tree roots disappeared, and they found Blaze waiting up ahead. Look, Blaze called out. She was pointing to a massive rock and reached up to the sky and stretched out in both directions. In the center was perfectly round hole. It looks like some dug into the rock, Bart said. Something like the mole with orange eyes, Scarlet. Moles are good diggers, or something much bigger, they said. But backed away. I don't think going in there is a good idea, she said. I think we should go back to Parodia. Blaze shook her head. I had to find my mom, she said. You don't have to come inside if you don't want to, Tig said kindly. You can keep guard out here. Scarlet held out the lantern to Bart. Bart took the lantern and nodded. He grabbed his sword tightly in his other wing. Blaze raised his wings and created a fireball ready to attack. Scarlet led her slingshot with an acorn, and Tig held out his dagger. The three friends looked at each other, took a deep breath, and then stepped into the opening. They were through a long tunnel that went down and down. Tig watched their shadow dance on the walls as they moved. He was glad that Blaze could light the way. Suddenly, a cold breeze ruffled his feathers. Blaze's feathers flickered and flames went out. Blaze, they called. Scarlet moved close to Blaze and Tig. My magic won't work anymore, Blaze replied. Then in the darkness, the blinking orange lights appeared. Then more. Tig looked closer. He realized that they weren't lights at all. Glowing orange eyes stared back at them. They were surrounded.